Today, I'm going to be making a Scratch game with only one sprite. So the game I'm going to be making is like a game where you have a player and he goes from right to left on the screen, and then there's going to be these little enemies that go up and down on the screen, and then you have to press the space bar to slow the player down so he doesn't run into the enemies. It's hard to explain, you'll see. First, I'm going to create the player, the enemy, and the trampolines that the player bounces right to left from. Okay, so after I finished making all of the art, I kind of forgot that I was making it in one sprite, so I made all of the art in separate sprites, so now I have to copy and paste it into one sprite. Now that I'm done with the basic art, I'm going to move on to the basic code. Okay, first for the basic code, we gotta obviously start with when green flag clicked. Then we're going to put a repeat 3 block, and then create clone of myself. And then we're going to create a new variable called clone ID for this sprite only, and then change clone ID by 1, and then at the beginning set clone ID to 0, and then hide. And then when I start as a clone, switch costume to clone ID. And then if clone ID equals 1, which is the player, we're going to put a repeat until loop. For now, instead of a forever loop, you'll see why later. And then we're going to put a glide into x 166, duplicate that, glide 1 second to negative 166, so it creates a right to left movement. Test it out, and okay, it works. The player goes right from left. Okay, now that we finished with the player code, let's move on to the enemy. So just duplicate this, change it from 1 to 2, and then okay, so now that I finished the code for the enemy, I think I'm going to start making some coins. Since everything in the game is already pretty much square, we're just going to make the coin square too.
1 hour later.
So basically now I finished all of the art and code for the coin, and I've also added a score system to the game. It goes up when you collect a coin and does all the stuff that a score does, because it is a score. Anyways, now that I'm done with the game, I can actually start polishing it. It's going to be super clean. Okay, I finished it. I barely polished it at all. It is not clean at all. There's still lots of bugs and glitches, but I do not care anymore, okay? I just want it finished. I added a background, I added highlights, I added shadows, and I also added a death screen when you die, and it's really, really bad, but I just need to post something. So, yeah. Subscribe.